Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going through the best fights on UFC 326 Prelim, starting out with the knockout king, Donte Johnson versus Cody Brundage. If you haven't heard of Donte Johnson, you better get to know the name now because this dude is insane. He's currently 7-0 and 6 of those fights have come by first round knockout. This dude is an absolute animal. Everything that he lands is powerful. You can see him here. He's putting people to sleep. It's also important to notice that a lot of his knockout wins have come against people in heavyweight and light heavyweight. And this fight is at middleweight. So he still has probably most of that power and he's going in at middleweight. You can see people are just falling face first against this guy. He's a complete monster. Here's his fight summary. You can see he fought 6 times in 2025. He's on some Kevin Holland 2020 type shit. 5 of those fights were by first round knockout, and then he did beat Dumas by second round submission. But this dude is unbelievable, a huge prospect in the making. So really excited to see him go up against Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage, he's 11-7, so you know, not the best record. He's tough. He's been around. He has experience. Has had his moments in the UFC. He's had a couple highlights. If you remember, he had that slam knockout against Zach Reese, who's a good fighter. So I don't know. I mean, I got to think in this one, Donte Johnson's going to get the knockout. I think the odds are currently sitting at like -600 for him to win. It is important to call out that Cody Brundage is stepping in short notice on this fight. Todorovic pulled out, I think, like a month ago. So shout out to Cody for not only like taking this fight against an up-and-coming prospect, but also doing it again on short notice. I think it's going to be a great fight. Another great fight on the UFC 326 prelims is former Bantamweight Champion Cody Garbrandt versus Xiao Long. And this is going to be a very interesting one. And at the end of the day, I think it's really going to come down to what version of Cody Garbrandt are we going to see on Saturday. If you guys remember, he had probably one of the most legendary UFC performances ever when he won the belt against Dominic Cruz. In this fight, he was so sharp, so quick, powerful. He was evading. He wasn't getting hit as much. It really just, like I said, all around an incredible performance by him. If he can bring 25-50% of what he brought in that fight, I think we're going to see Cody be victorious. But in reality, this fight was years ago, and he's obviously not as fast, not as powerful, and unfortunately, he has suffered a couple of TKO losses since that fight, so his chin isn't as strong. But he still has some power, as you can see in these clips here. While it isn't, you know, the top competition that he's knocking out, he still does have that knockout power. So if he's able to connect, be quick, and be safe, obviously sometimes he's a little bit reckless. So if he's able to, you know, keep a distance and then only really like attack when he sees an opportunity, I do think Cody Garbrandt can get this done. His opponent, Xiao Long, is pretty interesting. Xiao is on the feet, he's solid. I wouldn't say he's great, doesn't have great footwork. Here's a couple, you know, clips from some of his last fights where you can see he can definitely connect, and he does have a strong chin. So Cody's going to have to really put some power behind these punches if he wants to take him out. And I will say, you know, one of the danger points of Cody is that Xiao is a pretty good wrestler, and I think he definitely has the size advantage over Cody. So if Xiao is able to take him down, then we might see maybe a decision win by Xiao. I will say the odds on this one are a bit interesting. They have Cody at a +130 underdog. I really think Cody can get this done, probably by knockout. But if he's not able to knock out Xiao, then I could definitely see Xiao maybe doing a lot of wrestling and winning this one by decision. But we're going to have to see Saturday night. Another banger on the prelim cards is Ricky Turcios versus Alberto Montes. And if you've never seen Ricky fight, this dude is an absolute maniac. And I don't mean that as a diss, but if you watch any of his fights, this dude will literally just press forward 100% of the time, throwing, trying to connect anywhere. Doesn't really have any sort of defense at all. He also throws these crazy feints. So he'll like feint with a leg kick, feint with a like a punch, and then like start yelling all this crazy stuff. So he's a really entertaining to watch, and I know without a doubt this one is going to be exciting. I will say one of his Achilles heels is definitely his defense, especially when he gets taken down. You can see here, this was when Rosas submitted him, I think, at UFC 300. Unfortunately for him, Alberto Montes is a submission artist. He's won his last 3 fights by submission, so he's dirty on the ground. I am hoping this one stays on the feet. And Alberto, he can bang too. You know, he can throw punches in the stand-up. So I'm hoping that he's willing to, you know, stand up with Ricky a little bit and throw some punches and let the fight play out on the feet. But like I said, I got to think that Alberto, if he's in any sort of danger, he can probably take Ricky down and get that submission win. But like I said, Ricky is my man. He's a maniac. And without a doubt, this is going to be an exciting fight that you do not want to miss. So while UFC 326 is a banger of a main card, I hope this video helped shed some light on some great fights that are also on the prelims. If you made it this far in the video, please hit that subscribe button. This is a new channel, so I'm really trying to grow my following. And let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or ideas for any other types of videos. This might be like a new series called like the prelim or like the undercard to really dive into some great fights on future cards. So let me know if I should do that down in the comments. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.